Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and who bake things pretty well. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some bagels, so let's get close and comfy and let's bake together.
Alright, so today we are going to be making some honey bagels, and with those honey bagels I'm going to make just plain and then everything seasoning bagels. The first thing that you want to do is you want to dissolve your yeast, so you're going to take your warm water and your 1 tablespoon of yeast. And you're just going to let that bloom. It'll probably take about 5 minutes. And give it a little mix. Just to get everybody started. And set that to the side and just let that bloom. You don't want to touch it, you don't want to move it. But whenever it's ready, all of the active yeast will have bloomed and started floating at the top. Alright, so now that my yeast has bloomed, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. So in here I have my granulated sugar, my brown sugar, and my salt. I'm just going to add that. I have 1 egg. And then inside of this container I have my canola oil and my honey. And then I'm going to add about half of my flour. And we're going to get this on the mixer. And we're going to start mixing with the dough hook. Alright, I'm going to start adding some more of my flour. Alright, so I've added 4 cups of flour in total. I'm just going to let this mix together until it starts to become the dough. You just want, at this stage, you're just looking for a soft dough. So as soon as all of it starts to come together, is whenever we're ready for the next step. Alright, so this is what my dough looks like right now. It's really shaggy, it's still very soft. So now you're just going to keep this on your mixer for another 8 to 10 minutes just to knead the dough until it becomes quite elastic and very smooth, and it'll pull away from the sides of the bowl. And while I've got this sitting here mixing for about 8 minutes, I'm going to go ahead. I have my pot on my stove. I just put a Dutch oven on there with 8 cups of water in there. We're just going to get that boiling, and then we're going to add the rest of our 1/4 cup of honey into the water so these can get a water bath before they go into the oven. Happy man. It's become one nice uniform dough and it's nice and soft. So I'm just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes just to rest so that I can easily work with the dough. I'm going to cover this with a bowl cover. Alright, so this is just going to rest for 10 minutes. I'm going to get this out of the way. And I'm also going to put this honey, it's 1/4 cup of honey, into my water because it's starting to boil now. Alright, so my dough has been sitting here for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to have a little bit of flour just to flour my surface. And then we're going to take this dough out of here. Alright, so now I'm going to take this little dough ball and I'm going to separate this into 12 pieces. It's supposed to make 12 bagels. There's 2. There's 4. 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's good. There should be 12 pieces. And now I'm just going to roll them up into little dough balls. And then you just want to take your fingers and go through the middle, make a hole. And then I just start going around the edges, making sure that they're nice and even. Just like that. And I will set that to the side and continue doing that with the rest of these. They don't have to be perfect. Get a nice little dough ball. And it will shrink up a little bit, so you want to make sure that hole's big enough where if it shrinks back, it won't close itself. Hole right in the middle. And just start at the sides. And there we go. So now I'm just going to cover these and let them rest for about 10 minutes while my water boils. Alright, so my water is bubbling and it is a little dark because of the honey. The honey gets dark whenever it gets boiling for a little while. So we're going to start adding some of our bagels to the water. I'm just going to plop them in there. It's hot. Now in my Dutch oven, you can fit about 4 bagels in there. And they're just going to sit in there for about 45 seconds. Because the water is generally to help it get that nice crunchy outside with a soft, chewy interior. So this is just to help get that nice coating on the outside. And I just have a tray sitting over here. I would suggest either like not putting anything on the bottom of the tray, besides like maybe some baking spray, or using a silicone mat. Parchment tends to stick to things like these bagels and pretzels really easily. So I would just try to steer away from parchment paper. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out now. And some of them are a little wonky looking, but that's fine. I think that just makes it appealing. Let's start adding some more. You know, you do want to make sure that you get in there to make sure that it's not stuck to the bottom. And while these are in the pot, I do have my oven temp to 425. So you want to make sure that you get that ready, because these are going to go, as soon as I top the everything bagels, they're going to go right into the oven. There's no wait time. Right, and for some of these bagels, I'm going to dip them into my everything mix. So I just have a little bit of everything mix instead of a bowl. I'm not going to touch this because it's hot. I'm just going to take one side of my bagel and just dip it right in there. And I like to completely coat the bagel. So I'll dip both sides. And there you have it, an everything bagel. So I'll just do that with a couple more of these, and then we'll pop these in the oven at 425 for about 12 minutes. Alright, so here's our bagels. These are just going to go in 425 for 12 minutes, and then I'll rotate them and do another like 3 minutes. Alright, and there are our bagels. I did turn the temperature down a little bit. I turned it down to about like 375 because I did notice that they were getting a little bit brown on top. And I kept them in there for a little bit longer because I did do another batch. And it didn't exactly like bake all the way through. These look a lot better. So now I'm just going to let these cool, and then we can eat them.
And there you have it, guys. Delicious homemade bagels. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this recipe worked out for you, and I will see you next time.